Hey guys, thank you for clicking this video. Just to let you know, this is a segment from my live streams that I do Sunday through Friday. Once again, if you want to catch the live stream, that is going to be Sunday through Friday, 6:30 Mountain Time. And if you don't know what time that is in your time, go ahead and Google it. But once again, enjoy the video, subscribe, and like this video. Back to the video. So, someone like Neil deGrasse Tyson, he is not your traditional political commentary, but some people can be so extraordinary smart, a genius in their area, someone who is an intellectual giant in one area can use that knowledge, that wisdom, and that scientific brain of his and look at politics from a distance. And that's what I like about him. Like, he doesn't really get involved in political conversations, but when he does, it's always from a unique perspective. And that's what I like about it. Now, of course, he's an astrophysicist, and I'm subscribed to his channel. 9 times out of 10, I have no idea what the hell he's talking about, but it sounds amazing. I don't know if he's right or wrong. He could be literally lying to me and I'll have no idea, but I trust the dude because he has integrity. When I hear him explain things, you can feel the integrity. He has principles. And when you're a scientist, you have a formula to get to a truth as close as possible. And we know science is always changing, so nothing can ever be true forever in science. But when it comes to Neil deGrasse Tyson, he's black. I know, you might be surprised. Yes, I know. He is a black man. And he's an older gentleman, so he probably experienced a lot of racism, a lot of bigotry in this nation. And he rarely talks about that. But in this interview, I found it and he's talking about it. And I'm starting to understand his perspective. Now, when it comes to race, race is a social construct, meaning it is an idea created by society to organize people based on physical traits rather than a biological reality. The situation we find ourselves is that some try to I don't even know what word that is. Try to hyper magnify their blackness. And let me simply explain that. I might create a video for my members getting into this because this is an important topic. If I say I am a progressive, you know what that means. You know, Medicare for all. I support someone like Bernie Sanders, AOC, yada, 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 yada. But if I say I'm a black progressive, is that needed? Is me saying I am black and a progressive, is that needed? And to me, like, this is something I never really thought about fully. But now I'm starting to understand sometimes we don't need to hyper focus on our color unless it's needed. I know when it comes to identity politics, it's pros and cons to it. And I talked about this a few days ago, so I'm not going to spend another 5 minutes talking about it, but it can be useful or it can not be useful in many ways. More destructive, if anything. But let's hear Mr. Tyson, Neil deGrasse Tyson, explain on why he does not like to talk about race or bring up his blackness in the field that he's in.
Deeply, because it's so obvious.
So let me switch this over. Now, I don't think I ever covered a video from this guy here. So, you know what we're going to have to add? We're going to have to add our blockers. Once again, this is for copyright purposes. So I don't get in trouble by YouTube and everybody's happy and we can move on with our lives. But once again, this is for copyright purposes. If you don't like it, hold your phone back like 2 feet, squint, and you won't even see the lines, okay? So, but let's go to 6 minutes, because that's our timestamp. And once again, if you guys want to watch this entire interview, this is Journey of a Visionary podcast. So go to this YouTube channel, subscribe. I did only because Neil deGrasse Tyson was on it. So
people or circumstance encourage you away from what's clearly your passion, the thing you're clearly pursuing.
Yeah, people didn't. Yeah, and again, this is not the kind of racism that the 1950s or 40s, I wasn't lynched.
Yeah.
So again, I don't want to claim equal trauma to what earlier generations had experienced, but you can get, let's call it institutional racism, where you don't
not even racism. I'm talking about people trying to put you off your passion, telling you it's not.
I'm calling that racism. What I'm saying is, they see that I'm athletic. I've been athletic most of my life, and they can't wrap their head around me being something other than an athlete that they watch on television. Mm-hmm. When I say, well, I actually like astrophysics, but you're so good at this other sport. No, I want to be in the physics club. No, we need you on the basketball team.
And before he explains, I was another black man or young black man when I was in my early or late teens, younger 20s, falling straight into that. I wanted to play football. I wanted to do music. I don't know why, but that's just the cultural thing. Like, if you're black, you're going to be some sort of entertainer. But if I could go back, I would love to be somewhere within science. I don't know, but like, I love science and just more so the process, the figuring out. That is intriguing to me. If I could start over, that's what I would want to do. But growing up, I never thought you can really do something outside of that. I just seen what everyone else was doing and I was following suit. So I understand what he's saying.
No, we need you on the basketball team. And they think they're doing me a favor. They think they're saying nice things to me. But every one of those is a force operating against my ambitions. And so in a way, just that my skin color in my life's arc was a path of most resistance compared to where I wanted to land. And by the way, we just spent a half hour talking about this, and I hardly ever talk about it. I don't talk about it because I don't need to. Maybe if it's a counseling session, but I'm perfectly fine. I'm a happy guy, happily married, got 2 kids, and I hardly ever talk about skin color because I want to make it irrelevant as quickly as I possibly can in every context I'm possibly in. So if you're going to invite me to give a public talk in February, Black History Month, I will decline that invitation.
Now,
if you only think of me as a black scientist, then I have failed as a scientist.
Now, that right there might be a tough pill for some people to swallow. Even myself is like, a part of me is like, but you are extraordinary where you're at as a scientist. And what bad can happen if you amplify that you are black? Because sometimes throughout history, we already know they try to suffocate that truth. They try to downplay it or, don't put a spotlight on it. But we need to know that black people are more than entertainers. And we can do some amazing things. Better than a lot of people. Just give us space and opportunity. And watch us go to work. So, trust me, I'm still trying to swallow this pill here. But just listen to his explanation and hopefully it makes sense to you. It makes sense to me, but it's hard for me to deprogram what I already to believe to adopt this point of view.
If you only think of me as a black scientist, then I have failed as a scientist. Period. You want me to? What do? And you know how I realized this? Okay, so I will tell you the moment after which I was a different person interacting with the public. Okay, I'm in graduate school. There's an explosion on the sun, and the press, it's over the wires. Press hears about this. So they want to get a comment on it. An explosion on the sun. So they called Columbia, the Department of Astronomy. And they're looking for it was lunchtime. They were all out to lunch. I'm a doctoral candidate. I'm there for my PhD. And so the department admin is going through the roster, and they get to me and say, Neil, no one is here. Can you take this call? So I said, sure. And they said, hello, who are you? I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson, doctoral candidate in astrophysics. They say, there's an explosion on the sun. Should we be worried? I said, oh, it's a solar flare. They happen with some frequency. It's a wave of particles coming towards Earth. And they said, you mean the Earth is fine? I said, the Earth is fine. And they said, can you tell us that on camera? I sure. Okay, we'll send up a limo to pick you up in a half hour. And so the whole conversation, there it was. And it was pre-taped. I get home, I put on the TV, and I watched this interview. And I had an out-of-body experience. I just witnessed something I've never seen before in my life. And you know what that was? It was the news interviewing a black person, me, who was not an entertainer or athlete, okay? Interviewing a black person for expertise that had nothing to do with being black. The interview didn't say at the end, well, how do black people feel about solar flares? Oh, does this affect dark skin differently? None of that. It was, will Earth be safe? And he's getting that expertise from a black person. I'd never seen that. And then I thought, well, is it just because I'm on TV and I'm a little more aware? So I watched for the next 2 years, every time there was a black person brought onto the news for expertise. It was someone who's a member of Congress representing a community and they want enterprise zones for the economics. There is someone who is worried about the poverty in the inner city. Never had an audience seen a black person as an expert. Oh, they would have attorneys, but it's talking about a court case about a black person. Would they ever bring a black attorney to talk about a court case about a white person? No. And I said to myself, that is the answer. That's how we turn an entire world of people who think black people are just dumb and stupid, lazy, shiftless, and all they can do is shine my shoes and entertain me and sing and be the athlete on the field. If there was ever a force to change that, it's not people telling them they should think differently. It's me being visible in a way where they have no other choice but to say, oh my gosh, this person knows more about this subject than I do, and he has dark skin.
Oh my God. Hey, guys, I need you to listen. I need you to listen, especially if you black watching this on the other side of this camera. I need you to understand what he is saying. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Don't tell people black excellence. Don't tell people that black people are visionaries. Black people are intellectuals. Black people are creators and inventors. Show them. Show them with your hands. Show them with your actions. Show them how you move in the world. Show them when you're at work, being extraordinary, being the best worker that you can be. Show them out there when you're protesting. Show them that you can protest more than just your own people. Show them that you can represent and defend everybody on this earth. Show them. Don't just talk about it. Put some actions behind those words, because people can argue your words. People can twist your words. People can just mishear you or not listen at all. But you know what they can't refute? You know what they can't dispute? You know what they can't argue is actions and results and movements. They can't fight that. They cannot unsee that. They can't argue results. So my black people out there, I need you to understand. We are an amazing people. And I know this because of history. I know this because of history. So what we need to do is, of course, we can talk about it. That's what we're doing right now. But we need to put actions. We need to put our feet under and start moving, start creating. That's what we need to do. Hey, come on. I'm just saying, man, we need to make some power moves. We need to tap in and make things happen. Because they can't say nothing about that. Show them that we can recreate Black Wall Street. Show them that we can turn our communities towards a direction that not only benefits us, but benefit all of our allies. Show them that we can recreate a Martin Luther King in 2025, a Malcolm X in 2025, a Hewitt P. Newton in the Black Panther Party of Self-Defense in 2025. Show them that we have the resources, we have the intellect, we have the knowledge and the wisdom to do that. We just not all talk. We just don't talk about it. We put actions behind these words. That's what we need to do. Now, I don't know if that's what you guys got from that. I don't know if that's what you guys got from that, but that's what I got. And if you didn't hear that, hear me say this to you now. That's what we need to do.
So the next time they see a homeless black person, they're not saying, oh, black people are just like, they have to confront the fact that they just saw a black person tell them that Earth was safe. So it's just quite simple. The next time you're driving your car and somebody comes up with a squeegee to wash your window at the red light and begs for money, and if that person is black, maybe you'll think twice about the causes and effects of poverty, of the forces that operate, that discriminate against one community of people versus another.
And what he just said, he's not pretending as if systemic racism doesn't exist like some of these other black intellectual bootlickers. Neil deGrasse Tyson is not saying, hey, I don't see color, I'm black, it doesn't mean nothing. He understands that there is systemic racism. There is forces that is contributing to our societies and making it is what it is. You can't define that. You can't ignore the data in the history that shows that proves that. So what he is saying is, the next time, and it'd be weird if racist, bigoted, hateful people was watching my videos, but the next time you see black people not in their best moments, they struggling, they're in between blessings, just know that black people as a whole are more than just what you see on TV or on Fox News. We are beyond that, because we have people like Neil deGrasse Tyson, who I'm sure is proud to be a black man, but he understands that that's not all that he is. And I agree.
So, ever since that moment, I have declined interviews that want me because I'm black. And even in this interview, I'm not entirely comfortable spending a half hour talking about it, because it turns this interview into something about me being black, which then is someone hears me for the first time. Oh, let's get him. He has all these stories about being black. Let's get him to talk to this group about in this race conference. No, I will decline that invitation.
So let's talk about.
Hey, I'm just saying, that's straight bars right there. I mean, straight bars thicker than this here. Nothing but fire when Neil deGrasse Tyson is talking. And I am going to try, I know it's going to be hard, but I'm going to try to not invoke my blackness when it's not needed. Because once again, I'm not a black progressive. I am a progressive. I am not an African American. I am an American. Now, like I said, and we don't need to get into the details. I done this. I done made 1,000 videos on this channel talking about black issues and blackness here in America. So I would never pretend as if identity politics is not needed or useful. I understand that. You don't just treat everybody the same, because not all groups in America are on the same playing field. But what Mr. Neil deGrasse Tyson said is straight bars.
Let's see how you do under pressure. I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra.